Genshin Impact is one of the biggest games that have hit us in a very, very, very long time. And as of the update 4.3 now, we have gotten a mass of content in the game, and there's tons of new players always looking to see, maybe should I start playing, maybe I should start, my friend wants me to play, stuff like that. And some people may see the amount of content in the game and get extremely overwhelmed by it. So this video is here to guide you on whether you should actually start in this year, or if you should just leave it. This makes me a bit weird because I can assure you so much people every day think about getting this game, and then they see the amount of content and they get overwhelmed by it and they think, isn't this a bit too much for me to start now? I'm gonna start this off by saying you're not wrong. If you're a new player today, there is tons of content for you to get through. But is that a bad thing? In my opinion, having that much content constantly is not a bad thing, unless obviously you drown yourself in it and you play it over too much and you're susceptible to that kind of thing. In my opinion, if you start Genshin today, you will not have a shortage of content, and I can assure you that. But this video isn't only about saying, okay, is it long or is it short? That's not the whole point. But if you're looking for a long game that you can just put as much hours into as you want and always get a return back, this is the game for you. This is like one of the best things, because like the way Genshin works, it is a game that you can play every single day and actually get something done. When like most games, like let's say COD, once you've leveled up all your weapons, leveled up everything, then you kind of just can't do anything more, right? It's not this way at all. In Genshin, every single day you can improve the strength of your characters, improve the strength of your teams, improve everything, and just overall just constantly have a stream of things to do if you feel like doing it. Now, is this amount of content going to be overwhelming for a new player? I would agree so. Obviously, I disagree with the fact that abundance of content is bad. I really love the fact that there's a lot of content for people to do and a lot of things for people to do constantly if they do feel like it. As if you start the game today, you can always just choose what you want to do and you can build your thing up that way. There are so much ways to level up, so much ways to do all this. And some people will use the complexity of Genshin to say, is it really worth playing? Which in my opinion, the game isn't like extremely complex as people see it as being. Obviously it's not easy straight away to just learn everything like artifacts, cooldowns, stuff like that. Obviously it will take time for you to get used to that, but it's not something that requires immense skill and difficulty. I mean, you've seen the game is open to everyone. I'm sure if you're not a lobotomer, you can probably get it done, really. Sort yourself out. Do I think that the game is worth starting? Well, that's the real question, and I would agree so. There are a lot of reasons for and against starting this game. In my opinion, the sheer amount of quests for you to do, it may seem overwhelming, but in my opinion, it's really, really good. Considering the fact you can just do as much as you like for one day, you can do more one day, less the other. It's that sort of thing. Now, there are a few problems with the game, with the number one problem probably being the community. Now, this is a bit weird for me to say considering I'm making a video that is going to be watched by the community, but some people in this community are just toxic people. Like, just stay away, because there will be people who will like judge your builds and stuff and like just call you bad, obviously. Just don't let them get to you, and just, if you feel like you can't handle that kind of thing, just don't really interact that much with the community. But I think it's only a few bad apples in the community like that. I think most of the community is actually like sweet, and they're like some of the nicest people you can meet, really. Like if you play co-op, like only like 1 in like 50 people are gonna be rude to you. From my experience, anyways, people are always nice. It's not a game that you're gonna be joined and be like made fun of for being early rank. Like it's not one of them. It's not like COD where like if you start in the game for the first time, people are gonna laugh at you for being bad. It's kind of like more people are more lenient to help you than bring you down because you're new at the game, right? I've always felt that like Genshin has never been like a gatekeeping community. Like let's say COD and like Rainbow Six Siege. Like if you're new at the game, you're gonna get shit on. But if you're new to Genshin, no one really cares. It's like more fun to see someone being new to the game than actually it being like a bad thing or annoying in a way. Now onto like the spending part of the game, because obviously everyone knows that Genshin is like a gacha game, and obviously you're going to be entitled to spend money, and the game's going to try and make you do that. And of course you don't have to. It's not a necessity to spend money. If you play enough, you can clear all the content without spending money. If you're willing to just get yourself like a bit more ahead and just have like a bit more efficiency, like with Welkin and stuff that you can buy for like £5 a month, or you get a wish every day for buying Welkin, like I think that's affordable and efficient, and it kind of just makes your game experience a little bit more consistent, so you can get more characters. because instead of 60 promos a day, you're making 150. There is a bit of a difference, obviously. And with that difference, you can make yourself better. And do I think that people are lenient to spend on playing this game? If you're lenient to spending things real life, then obviously you're going to be lenient to spending things in this game. There really is no difference. Unless it's like a character that you really want, then you're going to be way more prone to spending. Now, yes, you are going to probably want to spend if you play this game enough. That's how every game is. If you play COD for long enough, you're going to want to buy one of the bundles. You're going to find like a celebrity you like that's been in the game or something like that. And you're going to want to spend, obviously, we're people after all. We want things that look interesting to us. I only advise against spending money is if you don't really have that money. Like, in a way, I mean, if you're hurting yourself and your income by buying that. If you're like a college student like me, or like a uni student or whatever, and if buying something in this game will make it so you should save on food the next week, I really don't think you should do that. If you're living comfortably and you like the game, I don't advise against spending, because to me, spending is like, if you like a character and you can spend for them, obviously I'm not going to be against it because it brings happiness to do so, obviously. Because who doesn't love spending money? All jokes aside, I agree that the game is gonna make you want to spend 100%, but that's up to you if you really want to. Like I said, I only advise against it if you can't afford it, but that's really it. So moving on, I want to list some reasons why I do recommend playing the game, and then some rules that are against playing the game. But I'm going to say the rules for first because I'm a positive geezer. So a reason I recommend playing the game is because it has just amazing replayability. Like, you can play this game constantly and constantly get better. There isn't like a cap on how good you can really be, unless you play like an ungodly amount of time and since the start of the game. But this isn't about the start of the game, this is the starting now. There is no real end point to this game, and if you call the final rank the end point, that rank is probably going to take you like 2 years of playtime or 3 years of playtime. So, you know, you're good on that. Like, you can play this game every day and get progression, pretty much. That's how this works. Like, you log on every day to do your daily stuff, and with that stuff you can always upgrade your characters, artifacts, just make them like way better. Another reason why I recommend playing the game is just because the core game itself, it's really good in my opinion. Like, combat feels smooth, the reactions are smooth, the game looks amazing. Like, I love the way the game looks in every single region. There is no region that inherently looks bad. They all have like this unique style to them, and that's why you see people talking about what is their favorite region. Mine personally is Inazuma by far. Everyone's got their own opinion, and you could argue that all the places and all the nations are based off real life places. So personally, I think the game's amazing. So in that department of the core gameplay itself, I think it's amazing. The game is just absolutely stunning in my opinion. And another massive plus is like obviously I've already stated, the amount of content there is for you to do. The amount of quests and characters and stuff for you to get. Like, there is something for everyone. No matter who you are, you play this game, you will find something that you enjoy about it. Even if it's building your own house in a teapot, some people will still like that more than like the most parts of the game. And that's okay, because that game mode is made to be completely different from the main core function of the game, but it still is connected, which makes it amazing. And I think if you pick up this game, you won't regret it. I know Genshin Impact has gotten an extremely bad view in the media by a lot of people, especially if you're like 11 years old for some reason. I don't know why, but every single 11-year-old on TikTok loves saying, oh, Genshin Impact. Yeah, it's just boring. You're boring. And what you really see is the only people who hate on the game are the people who haven't touched it at all. And that's how I and many Genshin community members see it. You hate the game because of what people tell you, and that's it. Now, I guess this is a good time to move on to the bad side of the game and what I think has been done like negatively in Genshin. And the first and biggest one is the community. The community at times have been disappointing as hell to me. I know you could argue that a lot of them can't take a joke, but that's just really like personal. Of course, some people can't take a joke, but there are a bit of limits in my opinion where people draw the line. And in the Genshin community, I think they draw that line way too early. I don't know, a lot of Genshin community will get offended by anything you say. Like, me saying that alone has probably offended someone. If you got offended, you're who I'm talking about, mate. Just the community in general, sometimes are just not my thing. But my audience is Genshin community, so I can't hate on all of them. Some of them are alright. But my audience, obviously, if you watch my videos and you're subscribed, if you're one of my subscribers right now, yeah, you're elite. You're one of the elite members. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is your opportunity to become an elite Genshin player. It's like, I make the best content on the platform in this niche. Okay, I'm joking, but still. Content's fucking rubbish. But all jokes aside, one thing that could be considered bad is the amount of content in the game right now. to complete 100% of everything, if you're like a completionist, you are going to have to put hours into this game if you want to 100% everything that you can. Trust me, the amount of quests you can do, you can get by the main quests by like a few months, but then you've got all the story quests, world quests, exploration, and all that. There is so much in there. And if you're looking to 100% a game and you're not willing to put that much time into it, this is not the game for you. But if you're willing to find a game that you can 100% with hours and hours of playtime and you can just grind as much as you like and get better, this is the game for you, my friend. This is the game for you, bro. But we're talking about bad points here. So moving on to my next bad point is, if you play this game for long enough, you will probably spend a bunch of money. And I want to see people on my comments after I say this saying, yeah, no, I don't spend that much money, or I've never spent money at all on this game. I've been playing for blank years. Good for you, mate. You're part of the 1%, okay? Because you had to comment that, and you commenting that proves that you are unique in that aspect. So, mate. Now, if you go that long without spending, I'm proud of you. But I overall really think that Genshin Impact is this massive, massive game that can be overwhelming, but at the same time is extremely rewarding for just getting hours on and playing and upgrading the right characters at the right times. It's just amazing the way that you can go from having nothing built and seeing all these damage videos on TikTok of doing like insane damage, and you wish to be like them, and then like after like 3 months of playing, probably you're doing the same damage, if not better, because you build your characters right, you play the game right. And speaking of that, I'm probably gonna make a tip video soon about like my top tips for like the whole game, especially for a beginner, because if you start in 2024, my channel will be where you find the best tips, because I don't fuck around, okay? I know this game. Okay, I know this game better than anyone. All jokes aside, if you are new to the game and if you're planning on starting the game, please subscribe with the notifications on. I'll have an upload within the next week talking about all the best tips for the new players and existing players. So stick around and subscribe if you want to know how to be a banger and do your first million damage, okay? So if you want the juicy tips, you stick around with my channel, because Mel and Alex to the moon, bro. I'm telling you, be part of the before 1k squad. As I'm making this right now, we've got 382 subscribers. I want your name to pop up in my notification box. You have subscribed. Please go on and we can save the world together. And my consensus overall is, yes, you probably should. If you want a game that's fresh, that you can play with friends, then yes, go right ahead. Because you'll never run out of content and you will always have something to work towards. And I think that's what makes the game great. And as always, guys, thanks for listening to me up. Have an amazing night, an amazing day. Please subscribe and like and comment. And just go in the Twitch in my bio, man. Follow me up. We're going live soon. I'm gassed up, man.